watching the Crypto Market Update with your host, Chris Marshall, your home for the latest crypto news, reviews, and updates that can be found around the block. If this is your first time here, then we would like to thank you for watching. If you enjoy the show, please like, subscribe, and share with anyone that you believe needs this type of content in their life. Just a reminder, anything discussed on this show is for educational and entertainment purposes only and should not be considered financial advice. With that out of the way, let's get on with the show.
Hello and welcome to today's crypto market forecast. I'm your host, Chris Marshall. Today's episode should be a pretty good one because already this Monday morning, Bitcoin is up like something like 5% already. So might be a pretty good day. So before we dive into the stories and the crypto market breakdown, let's hear from our sponsors. Up first is Customerify.io, the easiest way to collect user feedback for your software, website, service, whatever. If you want to check them out, go over to www.customerify.io. You can easily and quickly create your own account. And then the campaign creator is super simple and fast to implement. Just generates out some code, and you plug that right into whatever you're using, and then it works from there, and you can start collecting user feedback. So go check them out at www.customerify.io. Our other sponsor is OTEC, Ocala's Blockchain, Crypto, and Technology Innovation Council. They have meetups about twice a month. The next one is tomorrow night. They're doing a tech talk, which is kind of like a TED talk, but over something tech specific. That is in Ocala, Florida. So if you are in Ocala and you're into tech or the future or anything like that, go check them out at www.facebook.com/Ocala Tech Council and learn more about their events and all their information. Cool, with that out of the way, let's jump on into our market overview. We're going to hop on over to CoinMarketCap to get started. Today we're sitting just under 20,000 cryptos. The market cap of the entire crypto sphere is about $1.289 trillion. So up about, what was that, $60 billion or so from Friday. That's pretty good. And the 24-hour volume sitting at $66 billion, with Bitcoin dominance sitting at 46.4 and ETH at 17.9. Still about a whole 1% down from where it's normally at. So very interesting. Gas sitting at 63 Gwei this morning. Let's see what some of the top coins are doing. Today we're up about 5-6% on the morning. Look at that nice little rise. Interesting to see how that plays out over the coming days. A lot of the top coins are up. Looks like it might be a pretty good week. At least a good start to the week. Hopefully we don't have a situation like this where we were up and then we just kind of piddled out the rest of the week. So we shall see. Yeah, overall looking pretty promising for the morning. Let's move on to the Crypto Fear and Greed Index. Today we're sitting at a 13. If you are not familiar with the Crypto Greed and Fear Index, basically it's an indicator that people like to use as a way to determine when a good time to buy or sell may be. The general idea is that when the market is overall fearful, that may be a good time to enter in and start accumulating some coins, as we may have seen the bottom. And when the market is overly greedy, that may be a good time to start selling, as we may have reached the top. So today we're at a 13 in extreme fear. Yesterday and last week in extreme fears in the 10 range. And last month, extreme fear in 23. Let's move on over to our charts. You have been following this channel for a while. You know that we've been following this setup for a little bit. So this is on the Bitstamp chart and on the daily. If you would notice, back in May or in April time, we had formed this bearish flag pattern. And when we completed it, we should have seen a downward movement to about $12,000 per Bitcoin by the end of, summertime. And instead we broke out of that and we reversed and came up to form an all-time high. Now, what we've had since November in that all-time high into about April, May of this year, we formed yet another bearish flag pattern, a little bit more dramatic than this one back here in 21, early 21. But again, we should have fell, according to a bearish flag pattern, we should have fallen to that $12,000 level again to complete the bearish flag, and we did not. So instead, we held at this $28,000 level that we held multiple times. We came down and touched it about 3 times before we shot back up. And here's a little bit of correlation. This $28,000 level, if you zoom in, come down and kind of hit about 3 times potentially. This could have been a 1, 2, and a 3 points of contact with this support level here. These aren't exact dollar amount levels, but somewhere around this $28,000 level. And so now are we going to see the rise out of this pattern? We held the support and now we're rising. Still a little early to tell, but I think it's pretty good. Let's move on to the Ethereum chart. Ethereum, is followed very similarly to what Bitcoin is doing, obviously, just like all other cryptos. And today we are reaching the top of this very short-term resistance level, or the trend line here. And so as we reach this, what we're expecting is probably a drop down. If you just look at the chart, this would be a bearish pennant pattern, and you would take a line, draw it probably from here to here, and you say, okay, this is our flag pull, and you would move that down to wherever the last time it touched the top. So maybe this is the top, and you would pull that down to here, and that would put us somewhere around the $750, $700 level. So again, is this something like Bitcoin's been playing out, where we're holding this support level and we're going to start coming up out of here? I think it's too early to tell yet, but definitely be keeping an eye on what we do the rest of this week. I think we're getting close to either breaking up above and determining whether or not we're going to see a recovery, at least for the near term, or if we're going to break down below it and continue to actually see those lows like the charts say we should see. And we can see this even better over on the Bitcoin chart for Coinbase. Don't mind a lot of these extra lines. They're all various supports and resistance lines. The ones that we're looking at is that we are in a parallel channel once again. So we've broken out of this downward parallel channel and started moving sideways, forming a bearish flag pattern. We broke out of this trend line, which is a couple days. This is what Ethereum's doing, right? Formed a trend line going down, and we've respected it. Bitcoin broke through that trend line a few days ago, and we've been holding above it steady, which is pretty good to see, but we're still in this parallel channel. Obviously, continuing to hold this $28,500 level is going to be key, but what we're going to see is probably a strong resistance with this trend line here. You can draw that yourself by connecting the November highs to this most recent time here. I would expect we've hit some pretty good resistance there. And let's see, I have one of my indicators lost, so let's get my moving average, my 50-day moving average back on here. Kind of need that. Not sure how that broke, but this is good, as this 50-day moving average is below this trend line. So if we can break above this 50-day moving average, maybe we'll get enough support or enough gas to break above and out of this trend line, which would be the true indicator that we are no longer in this downward spiral, and instead going to start to either stay flat and eventually recover, but at least for the short term, probably not fall. So anymore. So this is the big thing that I'm watching, is this trend line here. let's move on over to some of the stories. Starting with 10 Set NFT Marketplace, scheduled to open on June 9th. I believe that is Thursday, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Thursday. So very interesting. Another NFT marketplace. I wonder how good it's going to be. It's been pretty hyped, but we will see if it actually is worth anything. I'm not really into NFTs, as you all know, so other big announcement is Justin Sun is actually doing a live stream over the USDD, their stablecoin. Tron has been kind of gaining more traction here lately. They were real big, early on, a couple years ago. They were kind of everywhere, and then they fell, and they were kind of just, after all the stuff kind of happened in China, they kind of fell out of relevancy for a little while. They didn't completely go away, but definitely we've seen a more resurgence in their relevance over the last few weeks, especially since all the Terra stuff. I've been hearing a whole lot more about them. So very interested, in something that I would recommend everybody go listen to if you're kind of into stable coins and stuff. They are definitely getting some more traction. All right, on to the big announcements. Consensus 2022 is here this week, coming from Thursday to Sunday, I believe. That's when they will be going on. Yep, Thursday to Sunday. And they're going to be in Austin, Texas. This is a huge event, just kind of celebrating crypto and all the growth and the developments and success that they've had over the last year. 15,000 people expected to attend, and 250 sponsors, 500 speakers. It's going to be a big deal. So be looking for interesting news to come out of that. And the last event for today that we are going to look at is Ethereum's Ropsten merge announcement. So they are expected to have this testnet merge, which is kind of like the first dress rehearsal of Ethereum 2.0. It's supposed to happen on Wednesday. So I'm real interested to see if this happens. As you all probably know, I'm real heavy into crypto mining. And especially I mine Ethereum. So I'm very interested to see if this actually happens or if this gets delayed. So we will see what happens if this merge actually goes through, if it gets pushed back, or how it kind of works over the next few weeks. They kind of need to hit this if they want to keep their, I believe, original August goal, and not push that back anymore. So yeah, this would be very interesting to see how this happens. But that is it for the major events that I'm looking at this week. If you found today's episode useful, insightful, informative, please like and subscribe to the channel. It definitely helps. I'm a new channel. I'm trying to get this information out there, letting you know the things that you should be looking at and paying attention to so that you can learn and grow within this space. Other than that, share it with a friend if you think they'd be interested in this content. Yeah, I am going to try to figure out how to get this content on TikTok this week. So we will see if I can get that pulled off or not. Other than that, I have no more news for you as of today. I will see you all on Friday for your crypto market recap, where we'll take a look at the different things that happened throughout the week and see what effect that they had on the crypto space and what effect they may continue to have into the future. So for that, I will see you all on Friday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Until then, this is Chris. I will see you all later.